Okay, so I think the number one issue I've had lately, I've had a lot of lower back pain. That's at one point in time recently, it was I could hardly walk. It was really tweaked pretty good as far as my back, but it's gotten a little bit better, but I'm still having some tightness and pain in my lower back. Well, I've tried to do some stretching to try and make that better, to see if it's just the muscles that have tightened up that are pulling on the back, but I would say it's probably at a daily right now, it's probably at a 5 or a 6. It can get worse sometimes, yeah. There were a couple days last week where it was up to, I'd say, an 8 or a 9 as far as the pain level. And I think it would be my jaw. I've had issues with that for quite a few years, probably 20 years, with my jaw popping and making a lot of noise right in this area right in here. And it's been popping whenever I'm chewing food or anything, makes quite a bit of noise. And then occasionally, once in a while, it will, depending on what I'm eating, if I'm eating a real solid food, it will give me some pain in both of those areas right here. I'll get a lot of pain in that if I'm doing a lot of chewing. The popping's probably been going on, I'm guessing it probably 20 to 30 years at least. Whereas the pain, I've only noticed that within probably the last 10 years. And then my shoulders, the tightness in my shoulders. I do a lot of work sitting in front of a computer, and my shoulders are kind of get real tight right in through, almost radiating up to the neck, but it's mainly down into my shoulders, where those muscles will really tighten up and cause a lot of pain. And that pain level can probably get up to, I'd say, an 8 or a 9. Well, I am working in front of the computer most of the day, so that's when it seems to be triggered from that, and I try to change my posture or how I'm sitting, or how I'm set up as far as the functioning of using the keyboard and the mouse and everything like that, but that seems to be what's triggering it. I've just noticed occasionally, probably at least within the last 3 or 4 years, that sometimes when I get up real quick, the blood will rush to my head and I get a little bit dizzy. Overall, I'm doing great. It was a little bit of a struggle just at first, getting used to chewing, because it's a little bit different the way the jaw is located at, being pushed a little bit farther forward. So it was a little bit of adjustment, but I've kind of gotten that down, so everything's going good, and I'm eating regular food. Yeah, kind of stuck to softer stuff, but now I can eat whatever I want. I still have to watch when I'm talking and make sure I enunciate a little clearer. Back pain, I did notice there was like one day after I had this installed that I did notice some back pain that was probably at, I'd say, maybe a level of 6 out of 10 as far as pain, but that subsided, and right now it's 1 to 2, I would say. I would say probably at least a 95% change. That disappeared immediately. There was no popping as soon as this was installed. That immediately went away. I've had absolutely no pain at all. The only time that I have noticed it catching just a little if I'm not chewing right, in other words, my jaw tries to go back to its old position, and I kind of feel it binding up just a little bit. As far as the jaw pain, I'd say probably within the last 10 years. I think my jaw's been popping for 20 years or probably more than that, to be honest with you. I probably didn't notice it myself until someone else pointed it out to me. So it's probably been popping for a long time, but I've noticed the pain in the joint probably within the last 10 years, particularly if you're eating anything that requires that's hard food and requires a lot of chewing. I would say 100%. And that was almost immediate. Well, I don't know if I expected it to be as quick as, it was the same day that this was installed that the popping and any of the pain went away. So, that was immediate, I'd say. So I don't know if I really expected that quick of a turnaround, but it definitely, that's what happened. So I would probably say 95 to 98% improvement. You know, I did notice one day that I probably had a little bit of, it's just part of the neck and the shoulder pain altogether. But that's only occurred once, and I haven't really had any since then. I haven't noticed any symptoms of that at all. I mean, that didn't happen regularly, but it would just be occasionally I'd notice that if I get up real quickly. You know, I'd feel a little bit dizzy, but I haven't had any symptoms of that. I'm doing 98 to 100% better in all factors, I would say. So I would say, as far as the low back pain, it has improved at least 99.99%. I can't say that I haven't had any twinges of back pain, but for the most part it's been gone. And then 2 is the jaw pain and popping. I've had no symptoms of that whatsoever at all. So that was almost immediate as soon as this orthotic was put on, and it's continued. It's continued on, so. I would say 100%. And then the shoulders, I have still noticed some tightness. Of course, you've got me going to a physical therapist, and some of it may be the exercises that he is having me do that kind of wears out the shoulders and that kind of thing, because that's where he's doing a lot of the exercises and stuff. Has to do with my neck and my shoulders, getting those aligned. But I would say overall, since the orthotic's been installed, it's probably been a 99% improvement. Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think most of the time when I would get pain was when I'm sitting in front of the computer, which I do a lot for my job, and I haven't noticed it at all. I noticed, there was one time after the orthotic was installed that I did kind of notice it, but that's probably been it since then. I haven't really noticed any severe pain at all, so it's been very minor whatever I felt. So no incidents of dizziness, vertigo, anything like that at all. No, I didn't have it a whole lot. It's very occasional, you know, maybe once a week or something. When I stand up real fast I'd notice it, but so I would say 100%. Sleep has improved quite a bit, I'd say. I'm sleeping almost through the night most nights. I can't say every night. There haven't been any nights that I haven't woken up, but for the most part I'm sleeping through the night. I would say 98% improvement. It happened much faster, especially with the jaw pain. I mean, that was, in the office, as soon as you installed it, saw it immediately, that popping and grinding of the jaw seemed to go away. So that completely disappeared. So that was pretty amazing. The other things, yeah, I didn't really expect that much improvement that fast, but I'd say it was pretty quick, you know, for all of them.
'Cause it shouldn't hurt to smile when your bite is aligned. You're feeling